Hey people, how's it going? It's Intanger. I'm over here on Vintage Story. I've been playing this for like a month or so, ever since Ark pretty much started shutting down the servers. This is my, well, it's winter right now. This is my server I set up. It's called Anarchic Frontiers. You can join if you want. It's public. It's vanilla. There's no password. If you've got the game, you can just hop on. And this is my base I've been building. I'm like a good 4,000 plus up into the north a little bit. And it's winter anyway, so I mean it's cold everywhere, but it gets a little colder around here. And this is my like estate. And check this out. I just finished doing some mechanical stuff. That's what I'm gonna show off here in the video. But while I'm at it, let me show off some of the rest of this. This is my nicest build on here so far. I built a much more simple base on another map, and I got kind of sick of it. You know, it wasn't very cool, and it was very depressing, sorta, because it was all mud brick and no windows. This one's got a ton of windows. It's got like a nicer color palette to it. It's got a nicer, cohesive design. It's got some cool windows. It's really nice. It's my best one so far out of two, or I guess it's three. This is my third build. It's my best one so far. But yeah, here's my piggies. I got a little pig area here, and I've been breeding these guys. I got a couple of Gen 2s in there. Still working on that, and I got a whole ton of bees. I guess it's called apiary. I'm not really sure. It could be something else. Here's my seeds, and my crops are all not growing at the moment because it's frozen. But this is where I grow it, and check out. This is the inside, and I'm actually gonna have my storage over here later. But for now, this is where it was. This was the first room to build, and I've just been building on like one room at a time, so I haven't moved the storage. This is gonna be a fireplace later, so I'm gonna move the storage over here later, but I haven't done it yet. But yeah, here's the kitchen. I got a nice little setup, and I've got a nice little cellar down here. It's quite cozy, and plenty of wine. Well, actually, it's not wine yet. I just got a bunch of juice. And a ton of honey from my bees. But yeah, here's the highlight of the video. This is what I was actually making the video to show off, is my new mechanical room. So I've got a mechanical workshop here, and this is my old area for smelting. This is my second spot. I used to have it downstairs, but then I moved it up here, and then I mechanized all this. And the mechanization is really cool. It's all up in the ceiling here. It's up out of the way, so it's not all over the floor. It's not taking up all sorts of floor space. I've got it all up in these rafters, and it actually worked really well. So I've got these like log rafters throughout the whole build, up and downstairs, and that was actually part of my design from. This is actually really similar to a Minecraft build design I did a long time ago with the log rafters. And the original Minecraft one was basically just one downstairs and one upstairs, and no sides, nothing else. But then this one, I wanted to build it out. I wanted to make more space. I wanted to have more room for lots more stuff. And rafters, they fit really well with the way I ended up doing the windmills and stuff. So check it out. So right on top of these rafters, I was able to put this setup here. So the main input, so it's coming from up here. This is the wind power. It's coming down. I've got 4 on each of these two, so I've got 2 of these, eight total, 4 on each. They don't bump into each other because there's just enough space. Basically, if it's got one of these large gears up top, so it's got a rotor here, and the rotor from the other one, its fans, they don't overlap, so they don't crash into each other. There's just enough room. Actually, let me show that off real quick because it's kind of cool. I'm still getting over a cold, so my voice is a little off. But yeah, check it out. So they're allowed to overlap a 90-degree angle like that, and they don't break each other, so that's fine. But they are not allowed to overlap side by side. So if those two were one square closer, they break each other, but they don't because they're just far enough away. So I'm able to get 8 of them up there, even though they look kind of silly flying through each other. That's how the game works. That's what it lets you do. I honestly, I wish they'd made it where the wind direction actually mattered, and the facing of these things actually mattered, and and also that they were more powerful. If they made them more powerful and made them follow like the laws of physics, I'd be fine with that because it would look better. But they don't follow the rules of physics consistently, do they? And they're not very strong. So I got 8 of them. But anyway, the two input powers are coming in here and here, and as you can see, they're going the same rate at the same speed in the same direction. In order to make them synchronize, though, you got to connect them. In order to share the load, you know, you got to connect them. So I got this. I had basically make a third wheel here. Oh, you know what? Yeah. So I got to make a third wheel here, and I tried just connecting these two axles together. You can't do it. They won't mesh up right. You gotta run them on a big wheel like so. So that basically adds all the power together. And then I got this one coming off over here. It's got a transmission, and it goes down to some hammers. I'll show that in a second. And then I've got this one. It upspeeds it right here by this underneath section here. It goes from this outer track and powers this inner track on here, so it upspeeds it like 5 times. And look at these things cruise, man. So I got another transmission, then it goes down there, another transmission over here, kind of double back and around to get it where I want it. Because I mean, otherwise it would have had to been over here. The pulverizer would have had to been further over, but this way it can be right here. Anyway, so check it out. Here's the fun part. So I turn the transmissions on. Boom. Hold on. Okay. Sometimes mechanical stuff in this game, it takes a second to figure out what the hell it's doing. And there it goes. This is why I wanted to make the video, man. Listen to how fast that thing goes, man. It is just trucking along. I don't have anything to bash with it right now, but it will go really fast when I get it get some bauxite or something. But yeah, listen to that beauty. Go, man. And also check this one out. Here's my corn. Let me get some salt or something and throw that in there, because it is hilarious how fast it goes. But yeah, this is like 5 times faster than the normal rate that you would get from wind. And if you don't have enough windmills, you won't have enough power. Well, for a corn, you could probably power it with very few alone. But man, look at this thing go. It is just cruising. Oh man, hungry. But man, it's just filling that thing up quick. No problem. Let me grab some of that out so it doesn't overflow. And here's the next one. So let me turn that off. So yeah, I can turn them all on or off individually, so I don't have to listen to these things banging away all the time. But yeah, this is my health hammer setup, and I've only got 2 right now. But as you can see, they're very fast, and I mean, these things will work a piece of metal really quick. And when I get more resin and fat and stuff, I'm going to make a third wheel right here, a third one of these large wheels, and I'm going to hook up another hammer. So I'm going to have 3 hammers going extra fast, and it's a very effective setup. I used a similar setup on another server, and I was able to make a full steel chainmail set in like 20 minutes from the what do you call it? You know, like the raw steel ingots that hadn't been I don't know, fixed yet. You know, when they've just come out of the furnace and they have all the, I don't know, blisters or whatever on them. Blister steel, that's what it's called, blister steel. Yeah, from the raw blister steel, I was able to make a full steel chainmail set in like 20 minutes. It's pretty sweet. So I'm setting up a similar setup here. Once I get my third hammer, it'll really truck. I'll have to add some more of these forges around, because I need at least 4 just to keep up with the speed this thing can handle. It's gonna be pretty sweet. But yeah, that's what I've been working on for the last month or so. I've been playing Vintage Story. I played it in another server for a couple of weeks, and then they started to shake things up a little over there, and I didn't know where they were gonna go with it, so I wanted to make my own server. And so I've been playing on here for the last couple of weeks, maybe. Yeah, it's been about a couple of weeks now, and I've made a lot of progress. I've been grinding away at this a lot. It's open to others as well. You're welcome to join. It's called Anarchic Frontiers. Again, if you get the game, it's right on the list. If you want to get the game, it's at vintagestory.at, or you can buy it off Humble Bundle. That's where I bought it. And yeah, it's been fine. It's been pretty cool. It's got a great progression system up to a certain point, and then it kind of flattens out, which is kind of a bummer. But it's really a lot of fun up until a certain point. If you're looking for it to have everything that Ark has, it just doesn't. Unfortunately, that's what I was actually looking for. Was something that had a really rich and involved progression, kind of like Ark does, with a lot of steps and a lot of things to do. I like that kind of stuff. Ark does it really well by involving all sorts of different things. You got to grow crops, you got to craft all these different stations, you got to get different animals, you got to get all these materials. It's got a very involved and drawn out progression system. Goes all the way through tech, and then you can get into all sorts of stuff on Ark. Like you can go adventuring, you can go raising dinos, you can go doing a combination, you can trade. It's got a rich end game on Ark, which is full of lots of cool stuff to do. I love. But this game has got a different thing going on. It's not the same. It doesn't have tons of adventure content. It's got relatively minimalistic type stuff. It's got one dungeon. It's really hard to find. It's got different ruins and stuff you can find, but you never know when you're going to come across them. You'll be out and about. You'll be just trying to do mining, and you'll only have your tools for mining, and then you'll come across a ruin, and you don't have the gear to try and clear out the monsters that are spawning in there. And I don't know. It's a little the end game. And that's not enough for a rich end game, honestly. You got some ruins in one dungeon, and it's really I don't know. It was a little bit of a letdown because I was hoping for more of the same kind of like rich involved. The rich involved progression made me think there would be more throughout, but I don't know. The end game falls flat. There's not enough to do. A lot of people do enjoy trading and building villages and building towns and building more elaborate builds. So that's one of the things I was trying to do with this one is try and do a little bit more building and get a little bit more out of that aspect of the game because it does have a really rich set of blocks that you can build just about anything you want, man. It's got lots of great building options that rivals Minecraft. So I mean, if you're into the building and you're into the socializing and trading with people, it's got a lot of that for you. But if you wanna do like high level adventure content, like Ascension caves and going artifact hunting and fighting bosses and doing missions and stuff, it doesn't really have much of that at all. It's just a bummer. Maybe they'll add it because they're still working on this game. Hopefully they'll add more content because there's a lot in the game that makes you think there's going to be a lot more. Like there's these weird characters that show up in the night and weird instability portals and stuff like that. So it makes you think maybe there's other dimensions or maybe there's other layers of crazy stuff going on and like it's going to come up, and it's not really a whole lot of that in the game honestly yet. So unfortunately, but maybe they'll add it. But it's still a lot of fun. It's still pretty cool. A lot of pretty good content. I've been enjoying it for the last month. I'm mostly still waiting for Ark Ascended to come out. We've gotten barely a little bit of news about it. We got a screenshot of a raptor, which looks, very high res. But yeah, high res assets was never the problem with Ark, man. They have plenty high res assets. The problem is they take up like 600 gigs on your drive, man. So if they made all of the assets on Ark Ascended that high res, I mean, it's going to take like 2 terabytes. I'm not going to have any space to run this game. Not on my SSD, not on my NVMe anyway. I'm gonna have to put it on an actual platter disk, and it's gonna run like crap for 10 minutes off of that thing. That's insane. What are they gonna do? How's this gonna work? I don't know. But I'm still hopeful that it will be playable, but I'm still extremely skeptical that it will be. But I'm still looking forward to seeing it and hoping for the best. But doubting. I'm full of doubts. But I hope it works because I really loved Ark, and I would love to play Ark in Unreal 5 just like they promised. But if they've overhauled it out the wazoo to the point where nobody can play it, it's not going to help. It's not going to help anybody. But I'm eager to see it. Maybe a couple of weeks here should have some news on whether it's going to be playable. I've also heard that it might not be on Steam for the first couple of weeks or a month because they didn't do some sort of procedural stuff, and it might just be on the Epic Game Store. I am not getting that damn Epic Game Store. I'm never getting that piece of shit on my computer because it's full of Chinese spyware. It's just a bloated Chinese spyware system. I don't know why anyone runs that crap. It's one of the most sophisticated spyware programs ever written. Literally militarized encryption being used in spyware and for foreign government, and everybody's just putting it on their computers for free games. You are dumb. Don't do that. I could go off on that topic, but that's not what this video is about. But if it only comes out on Epic Games, I'm not getting it. I'm waiting for Steam, and hopefully it'll be playable. I'm talking about Ark Ascended, by the way. Anyway, that's it for now. Hope you had fun watching about my vintage storage builds and got some ideas about mechanical setups and that sort of thing. Anyway, have a good one. See you next time. Bye.